contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good afternoon. This is the 5FM Radio Main News. The headlines. Various stakeholders joins the global community in commemorating World Press Freedom Day. Government calls for urgent and coordinated action to address the worsening waste management situation in Kitwe. And Prince Harry tells BBC he wants reconciliation with royal family. This bulletin is also live on our Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia, and our YouTube, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, my name is Lance Sannie Banda. As Zambia joins the global community in commemorating World Press Freedom Day today, 3rd May 2025, a consortium of civil society organizations joins the global community in commemorating World Press Freedom Day under the theme, The Impact of Artificial Intelligence AI on Journalism, Media, and Human Rights. Consortium chairperson Isaac Mwanza says press freedom is not a privilege for journalists. Mr. Mwanza says it is a fundamental right of society, a safeguard that enables citizens to know the truth, to hold power accountable, and to participate meaningfully in democracy. A press that is free to investigate and expose corruption, misgovernance, and authoritarianism is not a threat, it is a national asset. Mr. Mwanza says under the leadership of President Hakainde Hichilema and the New Dawn administration, Zambia made a bold and promising step in the right direction with the long-awaited enactment of the Access to Information ATI law. He says the president's strong public pronouncements in support of press freedom gave hope to many journalists, civil society, and ordinary citizens alike who believed that a new chapter had begun for freedom of expression in Zambia. He, however, says it is with deep concern that they note how this progress is being steadily undermined by a parallel trend, the continued enactment and retention of repression legislation, most notably the Colonial Era Penal Code Act of 1931, the newly enacted Cyber Crimes Act and Cybersecurity Act of 2025, and official secrecy laws, which remains unrepealable.
The Colonial Penal Code of 1931 have the official secrecy laws which have remained unrepealed. Now, while government leaders will be giving glowing speeches about media freedom on this day, their actions in parliament, in government, and in the courts betray a deep reluctance to uphold the very freedoms they claim to protect. It is hypocritical and counterproductive to commemorate World Press Freedom Day with beautiful speeches, while at the same time passing laws that undermine the spirit and the letter of press freedom.
In the meantime, Transparency International Zambia has reaffirmed its unwavering commitment to the principles of free, independent, and pluralistic media. Organization Executive Director Maurice Nyambe says these principles are essential for promoting transparency, accountability, and the safeguarding of democratic values. Mr. Nyambe says Zambia has made some strides in advancing media freedoms, not least of which is the recent enactment of the Access to Information ATI Act in December 2023, which was a significant step towards enhancing transparency and accountability in our governance arena. He says despite that monumental achievement scored, press freedom in Zambia has continued to face some serious challenges. He added that the recent Media Institute of Southern Africa MISA Zambia Freedom of Expression report highlighted a concerning decline in media freedoms in the first half of 2024, with 62% of respondents perceiving that the media in Zambia did not operate freely.
adoption of AI technologies in Zambia requires urgent conversations on ethical standards, regulatory frameworks, and the protection of journalists' rights in this digital age. As CIZ, we recognize that a free and independent press is central to our work of fighting corruption, our work of promoting transparency, and indeed the strengthening of good governance. Through our various thematic areas, we have actively supported and trained investigative journalists to address key issues impacting the Zambian public. All these efforts are particularly important in that journalists can report freely, accurately, and without fear of retribution or reprisals of any sort.
Local Government and Rural Development Minister Gift Sialubalo has called for urgent and coordinated action to address the worsening waste management situation in Kitwe, citing growing concerns over uncollected waste, illegal dumping, and sanitation challenges in the district. The minister made the remarks during his ongoing tour of the Copperbelt province, where he is inspecting Constituency Development Fund CDF projects as part of a nationwide monitoring initiative aimed at ensuring effective implementation and service delivery. He urged Kitwe City Council to scale up its waste management strategies, including embracing public-private partnerships, empowering local waste collectors, and enforcing sanitation bylaws to restore order and cleanliness. The minister further made an open call to the private sector and potential investors to partner with the government on sustainable solutions such as recycling and waste processing. He also reminded residents that keeping the city clean is a collective responsibility, emphasizing the need for public awareness, civic engagement, and responsible waste disposal practices. The ministry has committed to providing policy support, technical expertise, and capacity building to help local authorities strengthen their waste management systems. Plans are in motion to introduce modern, technology driven approaches and scale up recycling programs, starting with cities like Lusaka. This is contained in a statement issued by Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development Principal Public Relations Officer Lisedi Kanyanga. The Republican Progressive Party RPP, a UPND alliance, has reaffirmed that President Hakainde Hichilema has consistently demonstrated his readiness to engage in dialogue with opposition parties, provided such engagement is rooted in sincerity and national interest. RPP President Leslie Chikuse says, however, the dismissive stance taken by some opposition leaders towards the president's invitation for dialogue is regrettable. He says for dialogue to be meaningful and productive, all political players must approach the table with clean hands, free from personal agendas, inflammatory rhetoric, or attempts to undermine peace and progress. He says the RPP strongly echoes the political dialogue in a democratic dispensation is not optional, it is essential. He added that it strengthens national cohesion, fosters inclusive governance, and ensures that every citizen's voice can find representation in a peaceful and constructive manner.
Dialogue allows political differences to be managed without conflict and ensures that governance reflects collective wisdom rather than partisan division. As a member of the UPND Alliance, the Republican Progressive Party believes that Zambia's democratic future depends on mature, honest, and patriotic engagement among all stakeholders. We therefore urge our colleagues in the opposition to respond to the president open with goodwill and integrity. The Republican Progressive Party remains fully committed to fostering a political culture anchored in dialogue, civility, and shared responsibility for national development.
As preliminaries preparation for the 2026 budget embarks, Civil Society for Poverty Reduction has advised the government to enhance property tax collection. Speaking during the CSPR 2026 tax and non-tax budget proposal submission yesterday, Organization Executive Director Isabel Mukelebai says establishing a robust system that promotes more frequent assessments and enhances the identification of taxpayers is crucial for improving property tax collection, thereby increasing local government revenue for essential services such as education and healthcare. Ms. Mukelebai says these proposed tax reforms, which align with the need for more equitable tax system, ensure taxpayers contribute based on their economic capacity, ultimately enhancing local government revenue.
And that the economy needs to become a little bit more resilient to shocks. So I think our main issue really is not that when government takes decisions around ambitious targets for GDP growth, we think they're unachievable. It's that the bedrock, the assumptions that are made that will propel and drive this growth include factors that sometimes are way beyond the control of the national economy. And we've seen that in certain years where a sudden slump in copper prices means the anchor board for achieving planned growth and propelling development becomes almost difficult to achieve.
And in foreign news, the Duke of Sussex has told the BBC he would love a reconciliation with the royal family in an emotional interview in which he said he was devastated at losing a legal challenge over his security in the United Kingdom. Prince Harry said the king won't speak to him because of his security staff, but that he did not want to fight anymore and did not know how much longer his father has. In sports news, two-time Olympic 100-meter medalist Fred Kerley was arrested in Miami for allegedly punching his former girlfriend and fellow athlete Alasha Johnson in the face. The alleged altercation occurred at a hotel in Dania Beach on Thursday before Kerley was due to compete in the second Grand Slam track meeting, which started on Friday. Reuters and the BBC's US partner CBS reported that Kelly, 29, had been charged with one count of battery, touch, or strike, as per the arrest report from the Broward County Sheriff's Office. CBS said Kelly appeared in court on Friday and posted $1,000 bond before leaving jail. And now, the weather.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy. Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
Western, Southern, and Lusaka provinces, including western parts of Central Province, partly cloudy, slightly windy, and warm to hot. Maximum temperature will range between 26 degrees and 34 degrees Celsius. The evening will be partly cloudy, slightly windy, and warm to mild. Ends our weather report in that item brings us to the end of the news part. Before we go, a recap of the stories that made headlines. As Zambia joins the global community in commemorating World Press Freedom Day today, 3rd May, a consortium of civil society organizations joins the global community in commemorating World Press Freedom Day 2025 under the theme, The Impact of Artificial Intelligence AI on Journalism, Media, and Human Rights. Local Government and Rural Development Minister Gift Sialubalo has called for urgent and coordinated action to address the worsening waste management situation in Kitwe, citing growing concerns over uncollected waste, illegal dumping, and sanitation challenges in the district. And finally, the Duke of Sussex has told the BBC he would love to a reconciliation with the royal family in an emotional interview in which he said he was devastated at losing a local challenge over his security in the United Kingdom. For more news, follow us on Facebook and YouTube, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the Happy World of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. My name is Lance Sannie. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.